Total Walkout, your weekly episodic, episodes. Wrestling, yeah, we do wrestling podcast here on YouTube and of course on iTunes at some point. But we'll be there.
And SoundCloud.
We're definitely on SoundCloud. Apart from the fact that as of recording this, we're currently not on the SoundCloud.
Because at this point of recording, episode 1 isn't up yet because I've had PC issues.
Which is kind of how we paused for this season to start off with. But anyway, never mind. Wrestling. Wrestling. First things first, introductions. I, of course, am the maniacal... You get that? Good. Now let me try again. The maniacal Mark, the extreme enthusiast, the director of Dark Horse, the dictator of DC, the master of Marvel, the extreme enthusiast, I think I've said that one already, but I'm about to repeat myself now and again, the Duke of Dweeb, the Lord of Losers, the nasty nerd, please make it stop, there can't be any more names, it's just one more, the Geek King. And of course, with me as always, is the B.O. double crooked letter, the boss himself, SteveJones313, who won't be talking very much because his throat is currently fucked. How fucked? Proper fucked.
Very fucked indeed, sir.
So, I will be doing most of the talking. As soon as I say I'm not going to be doing the talking, I grab a sweet. That's fucking really, really smart. Now, as you know, the format, well, actually you don't know. Hopefully at this point you've listened to episode 1, because either on the SoundCloud or on YouTube or iTunes or whatever the fuck you've listened to this on.
Yeah.
And you've understood that we took the well-worked format that was working in season 1 and 2, wiped our arse with it and threw it out the window.
Yay!
Because we're just that clever. Now...
And you can't teach that.
How you doing? Now... that means I get to talk about anything I want to talk about in professional wrestling, which is kind of, well, anything.
Yeah.
I watch all wrestling, as you've all established by this point. Those of you who haven't, I watch everything. With the exception of really being, local stuff that might be in like Australia or anything like that. And I can't really get a real grasp on Mexican currently, but I'm trying.
Yeah.
Now, like I say, I watch a lot of great stuff. I watch a lot of terrible stuff. I watch a lot of stuff that people would go, why the fuck are you watching now? Because it's fun. But generally it's a lot of things, and we'll talk about WWE for quite a bit, and we'll talk maybe about TNA. They have a big pay-per-view coming up in Japan, which is weird because, you know, they're going to record that and then broadcast it live. Doubt it.
Which, surely, TNA, the worst thing they could possibly do right now is record a pay-per-view in Japan, where tradition is the audience are quiet until they like something, then they go. Which, don't get me wrong, I don't dislike that about the Japanese. I think it's an interesting thing. I remember when WWE did the show there and just watching a match and see how a lot of wrestlers can make that crowd light up.
Jericho and Benoit.
Yeah, but
if you know the territory, you know what's going to work, you're going to be amazing. One of the matches that's got me interested in watching this show isn't the Full Metal Mayhem.
Yeah.
TLC, for those of you who don't realise what TNA call it because of copyright issues.
Yeah.
Between the Dudley Boys, they're known as Team 3D. The Hardy Boys, they're known as, well, the Hardy Boys.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Well, they can't really copyright the fact that, you know, what
are you
going to do? Copyright their name and the word boys.
Well, isn't it in WWE it's a Z and in TNA it's an S?
I think so. I think that's literally, they're just spelling it correctly. And the Wolves, formerly known as the American Wolves, Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards. Now, that would be an interesting match to don't say around. It's always fun to see Bubba and Devon put people through tables. It's always fun to see Bully just beat the piss out of a Hardy Boy.
Yeah.
And it's always fun to see, is Jeff going to be awake enough to actually do a match at the Bound for Glory? Never mind, is Matt actually going to be in shape to go fucking half an hour with the American Wolves? And then you've got the fact that the American Wolves are being thrown into this mix, and the American Wolves will kick your fucking head off.
Yep.
With those Hot Chops Too Hard. Eddie Edwards there. And Sleazy Davey. See if he makes his appearance. But that'll be a fun match. The match that actually got my attention isn't even the World fucking Championship match, which I believe is Bobby Roode versus Bobby Lashley,
the current
reigning, defending TNA World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, because Bobby has said. Bobby Roode has said that he is a deserving champion. He is one of the hardest working in the business.
Factor of this generation.
And Bobby Lashley has said that he's the best. Yeah.
Actually, no. Bobby Lashley hasn't spoke.
Yeah, thank Christ for that.
He's the destroyer. They bill him as.
Yeah.
He's a physical. Hey, don't get me wrong. Bobby Lashley's a physically imposing person, but I don't want to hear him put a fucking mic next to his mouth.
Yeah, because it's just like, dude.
They did do the right thing though.
Yeah.
They made MVP his mouthpiece. Now MVP can talk shit as probably better than a lot of people.
Yeah.
And he's got the King of the Night, Kenny King, at his side as well, with their Black Illusion.
Yeah.
Or whatever they haven't even got a name. That's the thing I hate.
Yeah.
When people come together and they don't try and form a fucking name.
I mean, why not?
Edge and fucking Randy Orton did it, and they were a tag team. They called them. It might not have been great, but Rated RKO worked.
Yeah. I mean, let's sort this out. You got MVP.
The VIP MVP.
You got Bobby Lashley.
And the bastard. The Dark Destroyer.
And you got
Yeah, that's right. They actually called him the Dark Destroyer in a couple of episodes.
Okay. Destroyer of our souls. What have you got the other one then?
Kenny King, he's the King of the Night.
Take the piss, call them the Kennedys. Or just call them,
The First Family or some shit.
Yeah, just call us the monarchy.
Yeah, something like that. It works. As long as you got a fucking name. TEW, we've mentioned this a few times. You want to create a stable? The first thing they ask you to do is make a fucking name.
You want to go ironic? Call yourselves the Three Kings.
I like that. That's cool.
Not only have you got three kings, you got a king, and a king. Wait a minute.
Actually, the only one who can't be called a king, I believe, would be MVP.
Yeah, but think about it. You got a king, and a king. You know what that makes?
Three kings.
3 Ks, you know what that's like?
KKK.
Yeah. To be ironic, you know what?
Americans don't get irony, dude.
Oh. Call them the 3 black guys.
Americans don't get irony, dude.
Oh, damn it. Ooh! Call them Spandau Ballet.
Gold! Always believe in gold! Gold! Yeah, that's right. Another Wandering Angel Productions brought to you by Song. And trust me, on this fucking production company, it kind of is a reoccurring feature. Look at hashtag shout by Boss. I don't know why I pointed at you, they can't fucking see you. By Boss, Hedgie Brick and the Lone Walker 1. They sing consistently. And the problem is, at least 2 of them, of my knowledge, can fucking sing.
Hedgie Brick is actually a really good singer.
I didn't know that, see? That's why I was
Neither
saying.
did I. But anyway, that's not wrestling.
They were wrestling while they were singing.
Yeah.
Done.
Nice work.
Gimmick it brought around. Done. Yeah, and impersonations were another thing that you'll see reoccurring. Trust me, if you're a fan of the show already, you already know the imitations that are coming.
Well, it would be us without them.
Exactly. But they've got them working as a fucking group, but they've got, like... I just don't like Bobby as a world champion.
No.
Lashley, that is.
No.
Bobby Roode?
Yeah.
Love Bobby Roode. Would wish for Bobby to have signed 4 years ago to the WWE. Because unfortunately, I think he's now at that age they won't sign him.
No.
Because they were developing new talent, and that's the thing that they needed to do fucking 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And when they did, they needed to develop more than 3 fucking people.
Yeah.
And by 3 people, I literally mean they developed like 3 people. Look at your roster in 2004. You had... JBL hadn't become JBL at this point, he was still fucking Bradshaw.
Yeah.
Now hold on, let me look at it. 2004 with WrestleMania 20. At that, our world champion no longer exists in the history books.
Yeah.
The COO of the company was the person who fought and no longer exists, and his best friend, who's now retired and is in the Hall of Fame, fought the 2 of them as well. Well, one of them, because, you know, they're not there. We discussed that last week. Let's not get into that.
Yeah.
Bradshaw, who went on less than a year later. It was literally 2 months later. At this point, by now, at this point in the time, JBL was the world champion.
Yeah.
2 months later, after WrestleMania, he became JBL. At that point, he was still fighting for the fucking tag titles with Farouk on his side.
Yeah.
What else we got there? Alright, on the other side, the late great Eddie Guerrero was a world champion. TNA's director of wrestling today was his opponent, Kurt Angle. Yeah. Chavo Granello Jr. and Chavo Classic were running around with the fucking Cruiserweight title, while Ultimo Dragon, Rey Mysterio, who hadn't won the fucking World Championship at that point and was still fighting for the Cruiserweight title, Billy Kidman, who now looks like the thing that ate Billy Kidman, Jamie Nalbo, who is now the fucking Pat Patterson role, not that there's anything wrong with that. Funaki, who now appeared on NXT to help out fucking Hideo Itami, aka Kenta, in a tag team match this week, by the looks of it, against the Ascension. He said he'll have his back. Looking forward to seeing Show Funaki back in the ring. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, he's going to get fucked up, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah, don't get me wrong. He's going to get annihilated.
I don't even think he's going to make it to the match.
Oh, he will. I think it's... Because from what I've heard, the big thing that's going to happen on TNA and NXT, and by the way, we don't spoil shit, so we're not going to mention it here, but we'll do it in a little bit. The big thing that happened on NXT tapings, you know what I'm talking about? It was all over the net for like a day before it got pulled out.
No, I don't know. Oh, you're talking about...
Yeah, the big thing that's going to happen. Yeah.
Right, okay.
That's not for another couple of weeks by like people's logic. Apparently it happened on the last taping. So if you do know what we're talking about, there you go. Rumour is it's about the 26th of November. Sorry, the 6th of November or the 26th of October. That's the dates I'm hearing. Which is like 2 or 3 weeks away.
Oh, there you go then.
That's the big thing that happened on NXT. But there are more interesting things. Shannon Moore had half a sleeve. And had normal hair and wasn't the fucking inked warrior, the Prince of Punk or whatever the fuck he's trying to call himself. They were all fighting, and I'm probably forgetting someone. Oh, Akil wasn't known as Jimmy Wang Yang yet. And Sekiro didn't even get in the fucking match. The Japanese buzzsaw didn't have to come at TNA, get no reaction and job out. Although him and the Great Muta are in the match against Jamie the Cowboy. Sorry about your damn luck. James Storm.
Oh, I don't know. The Great Muta is fighting James Storm.
Yeah.
Did he turn on him?
No, the Great Sonata is his protege who turned on the Great Muta.
Of course.
Them two, by the looks of it, them two are facing off against the Cherry and the Great Muta. So he's still going to fucking job out and he's going to get no reaction. But at that time he was a Japanese buzzsaw and was one of the biggest fucking villains that SmackDown had.
Yeah.
The fucking brand separation was well intact.
Yeah.
The Undertaker returned to defeat a non-masked, unsuited Kane.
Yeah.
With, oh yes, Paul Bearer at his side once again.
Good times.
Let me see. Rob Van Dam and Booker T were a fucking tag team that held the tag team championships.
Yep.
They defeated La Resistance, Sylvain Grenier, and Robert Conway, who hadn't gone on to win the fucking NWA World Heavyweight Championship yet. And by the way, if you're working out which one of them it is, it's Rob Conway.
Yeah.
There you go, La Resistance, perfect fucking thing, right? You have 3 up-and-coming superstars who could push on to be heels. Or Rob Conway could turn his back on the French ways and be an old American.
Yeah.
We, the people. But what do you do instead? You make them all French, you job them out, and they end up fucking scattering around the world. René Dupree, who became the French Phenom, and then went on to be the Extreme French Phenom for like a week.
Yeah.
CM Punk made him fucking tap out or some shit he was never seen again.
Yeah.
Now, you see him on the fucking internet, he's got dyed hair, fucking big fat black tash, tattoos all over the fucking place, and you go, what the fuck happened to René Dupree? He hadn't even gone on to fucking win the tag team titles yet, along with Fifi, not his tag team partner, that was his poodle, and Kenzo Suzuki. What the fuck was up with Kenzo Suzuki? I'll never know.
I have no idea.
He didn't show he had a fuck. And the only thing I can even remember about them two is that at one point they both fancied Tori Wilson.
Yeah.
Because I believe Carlito came down to save Tori Wilson, because Rene Dupree wasn't exactly being cool.
Yeah.
And Carlito told him so. That's not cool.
I'm not cool.
And then, at some point, oh yeah, didn't Hiroko, or whatever she was called, the fucking bird that John Cena said he'd give a white face to?
Yeah.
In the epic rap battle.
Yeah.
Oh, history, oh, history, oh, history. Give me infringement. He turned around and did some bullshit. And, he fancied Tori when she was wearing the bikini contest. When he was dressed up like Uncle Sam. Because that doesn't get old, watching foreigners dressed up as Americans.
Yeah.
Ugh, it's almost as old as watching a fucking Russian come out and go, America sucks, yeah?
Actually, that happened this week on Raw.
I know it did! But I've just broken down why why everyone says there's a problem and why, WWE should have hired the TNA roster. Yeah, they should have. 6 years ago.
Yeah.
When you had James Storm. You had the Cowboy James Storm and fucking Mr. Money himself, Bobby Roode. Beer!
Buddy!
That's the best tag team in the world at that time.
Yeah.
You had Christopher Daniels. How many times has Christopher Daniels appeared on fucking TV before TNA was even invented? I'll tell you, about 6. At one point, he was a fucking conquistador.
And why was Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels never given the TNA World Heavyweight Championship? I don't know.
Because someone didn't think he was World Championship material.
Well, these people are fucking morons.
You had Frankie Kazarian, along with the Fallen Angel called Christopher Daniels, now working as the World Tag Team Champions of the world without a fucking title belt. Bad intentions or the addiction, depending where you are. Quite frankly, one of the best tag teams in the world.
Yep.
That won't get signed anywhere. Frankie Kazarian was signed to the roster. They said cut your hair. Frankie said fuck you. 2 weeks later he appeared on TNA TV. Really? The only reason Frankie Kazarian wasn't on the fucking TV, and bear in mind they wanted to cut his hair and he was only doing velocity matches.
Yeah.
Fuck you! I wouldn't, that's like them turning around and me and going, we're going to need you to shave your beard and Stephen, we're going to need you to shave your head. Are we doing a big story on SmackDown? No, you're just going to work Velocity for the next 6 months. Fuck you. I'm going to go over the PWG, I'm going to go to Ring of Honor, I'm going to go to fucking TNA, I'm going to make all the money I make now, work less days and have a lot more fun and do better matches. Fuck that. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah. I mean, again, Frankie Kazarian's one of those guys that's like...
By the way, the man it was right at the time that Ric Flair called him the Antonio Banderas of professional wrestling, the most handsome man in the business. He probably fucking was. I mean, but at the time he had only just got married to Tracy Brooks.
Yeah, and the thing about Frankie Kazarian as well is like, there's a part of me that hates him, just for one reason.
Go ahead.
Layla Starr. Of all the porn stars you could have hooked up with, you go with Layla Starr.
It's like it's Gianna, calm the fuck down.
I would take Layla, well, back then Layla over.
Back then, Gianna.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now, different.
Back then, Tory Black?
I'm not familiar with her stuff.
I am.
But, no, because they had like the lips and everything. I hate when they fucking do that. But anyway, we're not here to discuss my, repressed sexism. Anyway.
But is that really the only reason you don't like, the only thing you don't like about fucking Frankie Kazarian?
Yep. Everything else I love.
Alright, let's move on from Frankie Kazarian then. You got literally from Frankie Kazarian. We talked about that and then move on again. From Frankie Kazarian, you could easily go EY. At the time, EY was the hottest babyface in the company for TNA.
Yeah.
They were doing the Don't Fire EY.
Yep.
Eric Young literally came out to an undisclosed location. Yep. Eric Young. It was amazing. Considering that undisclosed location was either one of 2 places. Fucking Canada or Nashville, Tennessee, the place he had just been announced from the week before.
Yep.
I'm just going to take that way so you don't know where I am because you can't fire me then. Fuck you, EY. If you wanted to take the big man away, Abyss, you probably could have. But quite frankly, you had Kane.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, you could have gone even higher. AJ Styles. 6 years ago would have cost you a fucking fraction of what you probably asked for today.
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
But who did you fucking... Oh, all the entire TNA roster, who did you try and pinch? The fucking wildcat, Chris Harris. You remember Braden Walker, don't you? Come on, everybody remembers Braden Walker. Hi, I'm Braden Walker. Hi, I'm Matt Hardy. Hi, I'm Braden Walker. Yeah, no, we introduced ourselves last week. I'm Matt Hardy. Hi, I'm Braden... We know who the fuck you are. Have a match already. Had one match. Wow, you out of shit, you fat fuck.
So now America's wasn't his most wanted.
No! There's a reason we went beer money! And by the way, 6 months ago, 6 years ago, easily could have gone beer money versus the APA. Wouldn't have been a hard fucking sell at all. They want beer money, you are beer money. Russell! Fucking assholes. I don't care that JBL was still JBL back then. 6 years ago was what? 2008? JBL was fucking facing Cena and Cena for the 800th time and fucking getting beat by CM Punk and then bitching about it the next night.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, 6 years ago for JBL was 2008. I believe that was the CTC part where John Cena called him Poopy on national TV. He probably could have gone, yo, Farouk, I'm gonna kick some ass. 2 months stint. Done. Next. Literally, you have a whole... And that's not even getting into the X division. Shelley. Sabin. Williams.
Yeah.
Dutt. Red.
Yeah.
Loki. Brah! Homicide. Fucking big Supermax. You do it, because I can't.
What the?
There you go. See, I can do that part. I just can't do the whistle. You got Supermax. You've got just... Oh, there's fucking Hobbit. I must have Loki, Supermax. There was just too many people.
What's worse, right? The knockouts.
Oh! Knockouts.
The beautiful people.
Yeah, the beautiful people. The beautiful people. Ah! Velvet and... I don't care about their wrestling ability, because quite frankly, 6 years ago, you didn't.
Yeah.
Bring in Velvet as a young Velvet, young Angelina.
Yeah.
By the way, you had Angelina in your fucking developmental in OVW. Just gonna throw that out.
Yeah.
ODB.
Yes.
Another one. Hell of personality, can actually wrestle, doesn't have the standard look.
Yeah.
Guess what? You also have her in your developmental. Gail Kim.
Yeah.
I know, 6 years ago she came back for a cup of tea and a paycheck. But everybody's got to pay the mortgage.
Yep.
And quite frankly, one paycheck off the WWE would probably pay my mortgage.
Yeah.
Hell, for one paycheck from the WWE for, say, a month? Say a month's wages? I could probably buy my street.
Probably, actually.
We live in fucking Stanley. It's officially the cheapest place to own a house in the UK.
Yeah.
You can rent a place for 100 quid a fucking week.
But I don't work for the WWE, sadly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shit, man. You had Amazing Kong. Awesome Kong. Whatever you want to fucking call her. Karma. You had her. She gets pregnant, loses the baby, comes back. You do a little thing with the Bellas where she can't attack them anymore, and she's never seen again. Oh, sorry. She made an appearance at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. The Royal Rumble was the one after the...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then she destroys... Well, she didn't get the chance to destroy Michael Cole, luckily.
She scared Michael Cole, then we never saw her again.
No, she destroyed those. She actually gave the implant buster to Ziggler as well.
Yeah,
which was great because
after the Royal Rumble, she was never seen again.
Never seen again, and the contract ran out. We understand she didn't look like your typical diva, but here's the thing: we didn't want her to.
No.
The thing about Awesome Kong is that she's awesome. She's a fucking fierce wrestler, and you sit there and go, "It's the type of one. It's the China principle." If I have to explain it to you in simple fucking terms, the difference here is that Triple H hasn't got his cock up Awesome Kong. And by the way, Triple H, really? China? Really? This was before China got all the fucking looks and Eddie made her look soft and fucking like vulnerable. This is back when she looked like a dude.
Well, you know, Eye of the Beholder and all that.
Yeah, Eye of the Beholder. What the fuck is she holding?
Well, he probably just saw himself in her.
Well, she was reflective.
I'm just saying, interpret that how you wish.
I mean, shit. Okay. See, that was back when that was pretty much it for the knockouts that come to mind.
Back then, yeah, but you had a decent talent pool.
Yeah, a decent talent pool. I mean, they invented, I believe it was not long ago, that, like, round about that, it might be round about that time where they had a main event fucking knockout match. Awesome Kong versus Gail Kim, and I believe it was a no holds barred match. It was a fucking great main event. It was on Impact as well, if you want to look it up. There you go, a little geek, you know, you got to watch before you even get into anything seriously like that. So that's what's frustrating from people. Now we're sitting there going, well, why can't we see like AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan? Well, really fucking simple. AJ Styles is now too old for Vince McMahon or Triple H to even go, here's a contract. You work the upper mid. He has no name value to anyone in the WWE. Because you're generic WWE fan, the type of person who isn't going to be listening to this podcast, the type of person that isn't going to be researching all week long, the type of person who's probably got a subscription to the network for just $9.99, but doesn't watch it every fucking day. The type of person who maybe might go to an event if it's in the area.
Yeah.
You know, if it's in the city, I'll go. But if you know. If it's like, well, I'm not driving a couple hours for it. That's just, you know, that type of fan. The type of fan that might know a couple of things, might flick onto a couple of episodes. You say to him, AJ Styles, he'll sit there and go, she wears Chuck Taylors and some short shorts.
Yeah.
AJ has no name recognition to a generic mainstream fan. Yeah. To a hardcore fan who knew who the fuck Prince Devitt was, Kevin Steen was, Kenta was, El Generico and Pac, and got excited when the new generation came together and the five of them had a fucking interview on .com. They know who AJ Styles is. But guess what? They've already got your money. They've already got your viewership. They've already got everything they want off you, because you're going to fucking tune in, you're going to pay your money to watch it on the network, you're going to pay to go watch it live, and you're going to buy whatever merchandise you want to buy, because you're a fan of the business. It's like when you get do you know why? Here's the thing, right? It's like movies. Do you know why they reboot a movie? It isn't because they're lazy. It isn't because they can't think of a new thing to do. It's simply because if I was to turn around and go to your little brother, Funk, and went to him, yo, they're remaking Point Break, he'd look at me and go, the fuck is Point Break? Yeah. He wouldn't realise it's a Swayze movie. Wouldn't realise it was Keanu fucking Reeves, an FBI agent who's literally turned around in the film and goes, the FBI's going to teach me to surf?
Yeah.
Whoa! You know, he wouldn't know that. But if they said, they're going to remake Point Break, people will go, shit, I've heard of Point Break.
Yeah.
Ah. They've got there's already that thing of that consciousness of Point Break. If someone turn around to you and went, they're gonna make a new Star Wars.
Yeah.
Everybody, it's the same thing.
It's like,
but if they turn around and went, yo, have you ever heard this film called Alter Egos?
Yeah.
No. What the fuck is Alter Egos? It's a small little independent film that Kevin Smith's production value released and distributed. Ah, right. Okay. Whatever. That sort of thing. AJ was a big star in the world of professional wrestling. That is fucking minuscule to the world of mainstream entertainment.
Yeah.
Become a big star in the world of WWE, then talk to people. And by a main star, I don't mean become The Rock or John Cena or anything like that. No, I simply mean become a recognized name. Yeah. Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns are now doing stuff outside of the WWE. Also, a small thing about Roman Reigns. This week he turned up on Raw via satellite. Fuck anyone who makes the fucking jokes that just like his cousin, I guess. Or I guess it wasn't just a tattoo he stole from his cousin. The dude had fucking surgery. Of course he appeared via fucking satellite.
Yeah.
You fucking idiots. I don't care if he was in New York. You want to take the risk of him being backstage and bumping into someone by mistake? Yeah. Fucking arseholes. Fucking some...
Like, other things to consider, like, you were talking about AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan. Oh, why can't we say this? There's a lot of things to consider, right? You got AJ Styles, who's born 1977.
Was he?
Yeah, he was born 1977.
Makes him, what, 37?
Something like that, yeah. I mean, yeah, it'd be 37. 37 takes 30 years to take 2007, another 7, yeah. So he's 37. Daniel Bryan...
AJ's 37?
Yep.
Wow.
Daniel Bryan, I believe, was born, and I'm just getting the year here. Daniel Bryan was born in the year 1981, which, I'm 1987, that makes me 27. So adds another 6 years of that. So
33.
Yeah, 33. So there's a small age difference between them, but when you think of how that translates, you know, there can be a possible age. I mean, Daniel Bryan has been in the WWE for a few years now, and they've had a chance to mould him and to make him work. Whereas AJ Styles has been working at a company that goes, you know what you have to do to fucking get over.
Yeah.
Which, if that means putting yourself through the most ridiculous health risks possible, fine. Whereas there's a man's going,
the fuck you think you're doing? You gotta be a show tomorrow night.
Yeah. And that's the other thing about TNA. TNA's not had to have the same worries as WWE.
Fucking house shows a week per heart.
Yeah. Where it's like, TNA, it's always as if WWE, there's this saying that WWE can say, which I think sometimes TNA feels it can't, which is there's no off-season in wrestling. It's like, well, I don't know TNA.
My favourite thing is, also, if you really want to watch AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan bad enough, go check out fucking Bryan Danielson versus AJ Styles in Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
It's bound to happen at one point.
Will have. I'll fucking look at it now.
You want to see Christopher Daniels versus Daniel Bryan? Guaranteed that match has happened in Ring of Honor. Yes, it's not the Daniel Bryan you know now, but I would hedge a bet he probably had a beard at the time. The man likes to grow beards, he has for a while. As a man with a beard myself, I can guarantee you it fucking feels nice.
Bryan Danielson versus AJ Styles. This was, looks like it was back in 2003 in ROH.
Very young.
It looks like it might have been his debut match at ROH as well. That's what
Could have been.
I'm looking it up on YouTube now.
There'll be a very young Daniel Bryan, a very young AJ Styles as well.
Yep.
Very raw into their career. It might be his return match from developmental, actually. But, oh yeah, and those who fucking bitch about Punk, I want to see Punk versus AJ, that's happened in Ring of Honor. Punk versus Daniels, that definitely happened in Ring of Honor. It was a title match before he signed to the WWE Con.
Right, this took place in IWA's Mid-South and AWI Homecoming in New Albany, Indiana.
Oh, there you go, IWA, yeah. They had a bunch of independent, for a while they were a hot independent. Chris Hero was there, Cassius Ohno for NXT fans. Cesaro went through there. Cesaro was you want to see Cesaro versus Daniel Bryan? You can see it every week on fucking. You can see it when he comes back. I guarantee you. They had some hellish matches when Daniel Bryan was healthy.
Yeah.
You want to watch earlier stuff? Go watch some fucking Ring of Honor. You want to watch them teaming together? Go watch Chikara. Speaking of Chikara, I'm in the middle of watching King of Trios, the 2014 version. Available on Smart Mark Video. That's not our personal ones, it's available there.
Oh yeah, that's where the AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan video was.
Smart Mark Video?
Yep.
Yeah. They do a lot of independent stuff like that.
Yep, absolutely.
You can go check out the King of Trios. They had 2 interesting trios this year. Usually they have a few of interesting ones, boss.
God damn it, the mute turned itself off.
You remember, boss, that they have a few interesting ones now and again, like the Faces of Fear, where they had Haku,
yes.
The Barbarian and the Warlord team together again.
Yeah.
They had the Extreme Trio of Jerry Lynn, the new fucking show. Too cold, Scorpio, whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. And of course, the innovator of violence, Tommy Dreamer. Mm-hmm. Which is just, I don't have to say anything else with Tommy Dreamer.
No.
Other than the fact that his wife is still ridiculously hot. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And, but this year they had a couple of like that. They didn't have, a lot of it was very much in-house.
Yes.
They had Team UK, which they just brought 3 independent stars from the UK over. But a lot of it was like storyline driven this year, which was kind of cool. Yeah. However, the 2 different teams, 2 rather different teams, however,
Yeah.
were firstly LAX. They had Homicide, 187 Notorious Yo, Super Max Hernandez, and Chavo Guerrero Jr.
Yeah.
That was their LAX team. The other team that they had was a former faction, former WWE World Tag Team Champions, former long reigning champions actually, former McMahon Stooges, former, well actually they were once again cheerleaders.
Yeah.
It was the Spirit Squad of Johnny, Mikey, and Kenny, and they are the Spirit Squad.
Now with even less Mickey James.
Yeah. By the way, Johnny like semi-retired after leaving the WWE.
Yeah.
And it was kind of showing in his match. Mikey, obviously, last time I saw Mikey was when he was Mike Mondo in
which obviously
Ring of
confused
Honor.
me because I know of the
Sick Nick Mondo.
Sick Nick Mondo, who unfortunately passed away a while ago.
And then there was Kenny, who apparently still wrestles independently, but I wish he'd tell the gym that.
Yeah.
I really wish he would.
Is he that bad, is he?
No, he's just... It's one of those ones that, you know, when a guy was in shape and then they just kind of didn't bother anymore.
Fair enough.
Kind of that. So they had that. What was really funny was that at some point during the show, I was spoiled this a little bit. They were doing face for the first night, and then the second night they came out and they realised that they were getting a bad reaction.
Yeah.
So they turned heel.
Fair enough.
Which led to a really fun chant.
Yeah.
We want Nikki. Nikki is better known in the WWE as the current reigning, defending Intercontinental Champion Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, show the world, I'm here to show the world, come on.
So that was kind of fun. Especially considering Kenny's losing his shit, Mitch is doing the whole play up, and Johnny's sitting going, well,
yeah.
so do I, to be fair. It was funny to see Mitch wasn't there. He must be still working for Tori Wilson's clothing company. Then again, Tori's probably kicked into the curb by now.
Yeah.
I remember he got heat for that. He got really bad heat for that.
What?
Because Tori was still in the company after he left.
Yeah.
But they had started a relationship.
Right.
And he apparently got heat whenever he was backstage to go see her. Like, real bad heat. Like, bunch of jealous motherfuckers.
Probably.
Probably why Billy Kidman started eating people. Fucking... I just can't get over the size of Billy Kidman. But there was it's a good little show from what I've seen so far as well. The usual Chikara fun, the usual Chikara sort of matches boss.
Yeah.
I'm sure you understand what I mean by that. A lot of people understand. It's fun, but it's also over the fucking top.
It's like just insane. It's like the closest equivalent is a Dragon Ball Z fight.
Yeah. To the point actually they have a new superstar called the Spirit Dragon Shenron.
Oh, for God's sake.
I forgot.
Forgot Shenron.
Yeah, spelled S-H-Y-R-O-N. Shenron.
Just get Kenny Omega in there.
Kenny Omega and A-C-H.
Yeah. Oh God.
It's a match I want to see now.
I mean, Kenny Omega fucking wrestled a 9-year-old girl and made it look amazing.
And the only reason he's not in developmental at this point in time is because Kenny Omega has a problem with the last time he was in developmental. He was in Deep South for a while.
Yeah.
And he says that Bill Lamont was like a fucking drill sergeant and shit like that.
Right.
Which we've heard from a few people, but quite frankly, and
yeah,
if Zack Ryder's tough enough to fucking stick it out, you should be.
Yeah, I think it's almost. I think Kenny Omega's thing is one of. It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
I think, but it's like.
Well, yeah. Look at him now. He's just signed. Kenny Omega's just signed an exclusive deal actually this week to New Japan.
Oh.
Usually he would do a few freelancing while working with a main loyalty to DDT.
Yeah.
Which is a more of a ultra violent, but also kind of doesn't take itself very seriously company.
Yeah.
At least that's the view I have of it. It's probably completely wrong, and it'll probably lead to me getting quite a bit of fucking abuse. But I don't really give a fuck.
The people that listen to the show won't mind.
No, I don't think Funk's really interested in DDT.
No. If you're wondering about the peeing noise, that's me pouring pineapple juice into a glass.
I was thinking there, going, why is he pissing? But He's just signed an exclusive deal, but apparently by the end of the year he'll be exclusively to New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
While Kota Ibushi, who is his tag team partner with DDT, and the last time you saw him was when he was doing that ridiculous match that involved Jigsaw, Nick Baxter, and El Generico. I have to always, whenever I mention a wrestler to the boss, I have to tell him the last time he saw him.
Yeah.
So the boss goes, "Oh yeah, him, yeah, fucking idiot."
It's not whenever it's a wrestler.
A lot of the time,
if it's all that isn't WWE.
Yeah, a lot of the time if it's a independent wrestler.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking for. So he's just an extension to work in New Japan, but he's very close to DDT, so he's staying there as well though.
Fair enough.
So it's an interesting one to see. There's big news. That's a lot of big news in Japan. Also, since I'll talk about it, the Great Muta, Keiji Muta, I think that's how you pronounce his fucking actual name, is celebrating his 30th anniversary in the world of wrestling.
Yeah.
He's doing this by bringing in Wrestle One again.
Yeah.
And making the Wrestle One champion.
Yeah.
Starting to be there for his anniversary show is El Patreon Alberto, formerly known as Alberto Del Rio. I have nothing to say about that other than and there you go. That, if you would like a quote,
it's a destiny. But the Great Muta.
Yes. Speaking of Muta, you have a bit of information about Muta, don't you?
The Rock is scheduled to visit Japan.
Do you smell The Rock is cooking?
When he's promoting his Hercules movie.
Hercules, who's a Latin gladiator? Hercules.
The Great Muta has said that he will challenge The Rock to a match upon his arrival. At which point, I think, yeah, good luck with that one.
The Rock will be very respectful though, I know.
Oh, respectful, yes, but he'll not accept the challenge.
No, he probably won't do the match.
He
For
is
starters,
The
I think he's still under contract with Vince.
Yeah.
Speaking of The Rock,
Yeah.
Rusev Crush. So,
Yes, a man.
so we had some interesting moments
Yeah.
last week with Rusev.
Yes.
Now, the last we thought about Rusev, I believe he got pissed off at the flag being torn down. And then we got pissed off that they apologised.
Yeah, because, if I may just say for a moment, I understand that people, and you may have disagreed about this, I understand that people get upset over flags.
Yeah.
Right? Some people feel very patriotic about it. Geek feels very patriotic about the Union Jack. Sorry, the Union flag.
Not a boat.
Because you don't believe that a person of your country should be allowed to burn a flag.
Nope.
Right? I also feel different, but...
I have to shout.
That's for sure. And the fact that I can understand why people would feel that way, because at the end of the day, it's not the fact that you're burning cloth, it's the fact that you're burning a representation.
Yeah,
You know, whatever.
and that's why we don't
It'd be
shout,
like-
because it'd be a very boring discussion of, I understand.
Put it
this
this
was
way,
wrong.
you'd probably look at it the same as pissing on a photo of the Queen.
The fuck would piss on the Queen?
You-
What, she?
you see-
The fuck has she done to deserve that?
But you
She's not David Cameron.
yes, but you'd equate.
Yes.
Right. It's not just
Very similar.
It's not just ink on a piece of paper.
No,
It
it's
is
the fucking Majesty.
right. So
But that's my problem. I'm a royalist.
so yeah, I can understand people get think, but I think even you would be.
If it's done as
Pretty-
entertainment, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. It's like, for example, there's a magic trick that Penn and Teller do, where they burn the American flag to show that, because at the end of the trick, although the flag gets burned, the Declaration of Independence suddenly magically appears.
Yeah.
The idea is, no matter what you do to the flag, you can't kill the country.
Yeah, can't kill freedom.
And it's like, some people bitched and moaned about that, because it's like, oh my god, you burnt the flag. I think of it like, okay, Chris Jericho took the Brazilian flag, kicks it, and it's like, oh, Big Show pulled it down. Now, I'm sorry. Fuck you, Russian people who complain about that.
No one complained.
Well, that's the thing.
No one complained. They did it on their own back, because they were fucking petrified that people would take it seriously.
Honestly, people, if anyone, and I mean anyone, was offended.
And then, of
by
course,
it.
they let it to be a storyline. Where on SmackDown, Big Show apologised that to anyone of any Russian person who was offended by that, he apologised. When Lana and Rusev came out and said it wasn't good enough, they wanted a personal apology. Bear in mind, he said any Russian people. Lana is American.
Yeah.
By birth. And Rusev Bulgarian by birth. So, Big Show's kind of in the right here. When he turns around and goes, I didn't mean to do it to offend any Russian people. I did it to... I apologise for offending any Russian people by accident.
Yeah.
However, I meant to offend you on purpose. At which point, Rusev then did what we would then later call sensitivity training by grabbing the Russian flag and using that big spike at the end of it and poking the bear until he couldn't fucking stand up anymore. Kick him in the head. Then when he started to get up again, running like a little Russian bitch.
It's like...
And then on Raw, Big Show's backstage. For some reason, Big Show's backstage in the interview area. What, is he just going to watch it? Or is his sensitivity trainer there going to be going, now, just don't get angry when he calls you a fag?
Yeah.
Doesn't actually call him it, and that word offends you, fuck off. You know, it's a similar... When he says he wants to kick you in your groin, don't get offended.
I will point out that there are certain things as a writer and as someone that enjoys promos both in most aspects of wrestling, I'm getting really, and I know it's one of the it's heel 101, and I know it shouldn't go away.
Oh, Dreitsits.
No, it's come out, Big Show.
Oh, no, yeah.
It's like,
but that was obviously what the setup was this week, though, wasn't it?
Yeah,
because for instance, the setup for this week was Big Show, come out and face me. Ha! You coward! Face me, and I will break every bone in your body.
I just hate when they do, because here's the thing, a smart heel would go, now, like when CM Punk was a heel, he'd be like, and I know I'm not glorifying Punk here before anyone goes, oh, Punk, he said Punk. But it's more like...
For that one fan we have in Chicago, that's alright.
Yeah, it's like, look, here's the thing. Like, when Punk, he'd be like, now I know that such isn't in the building tonight, but I know he'll be here next week. I mean... If you've got bored, I'm fine. But it's like, when a heel does that, it's just like, you realise that you're...
But the thing with Rusev is he isn't the coward heel. He is playing that a little bit.
Yeah,
but he's supposed to be playing the dominant heel, so it's kind of a weird one.
If it was like, say, Christian is a heel.
Yeah, I mean, Christian would be perfect.
Christian was brilliant at selling that shit.
Yeah.
You know, if it was someone like, if it was someone like even Randy Orton,
yeah,
I could buy that because he's a sneaky little shithead.
Yeah, whereas the dominant monster's begging for something to weird.
Yeah.
However, this week was all for setup because come out, Big Show, come out. Ha! I thought so.
Blah 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 blah.
You smell now what the Rock is cooking, and Brooklyn erupted. As did probably every single household that was watching it live, with the majority of those fucking idiots who, oh my god, Dwayne's back.
Yeah, I didn't cheer. Because I had no voice.
I checked out my fucking...
If I had a voice, I would be...
I kind of figured he'd be on Raw. Well, I followed him on Instagram. I checked just before Raw started my Instagram, just happened to check it.
Yeah.
And... he's put a picture of him in Brooklyn. And I went, Raw's in Brooklyn this week. Oh, that's interesting. Wonder what you're doing, if you're doing anything on the show tonight. And then he comes out there and I was going, I did not expect that.
No.
So that was really cool to watch that. I mean, yeah, it was cool. And then The Rock came out and he did what The Rock does best. He ran them down.
Yeah.
But still made Rusev look strong.
Yeah.
Rusev never backed down. Didn't walk away. He wasn't La Resistance.
Yeah.
He wasn't Evolution, though. What he was just Rusev.
Yeah.
Because that is something I'll be fucking picking up in a minute. That little train of thought. You might have heard a start of something there, and you have.
Yeah.
But The Rock came out and The Rock did what The Rock did. Rock ran them down. But he did turn around and with some famous Rock lines. One of my personal favourites. It's not my problem. It looks as if you've got what was it? A bottle of Smirnoff shoved up your Putin.
Yes.
You know, You look like a Russian streetwalker.
Yes.
Sorry, a Soviet streetwalker. He likes alliteration to The Rock.
Yeah.
He asked Rusev. He set Rusev up with the classic one.
Yeah.
We all know where it was going, but he goes, is that what you really think? That is what... It doesn't matter what you think!
Yeah.
All the classic Rock was there. Everything you wanted from Rocky, it was there. The only thing that was missing was if he turned around and... Yeah, actually, he even did it though, didn't he?
Yeah.
He even turned around and went, ready? You're going to go one-on-one. That's how he set it up. He goes, you're going to go one-on-one with the great one, and that's what you're going to say? You're going to crush me? And he turns around and goes, it doesn't matter if... It's like fucking simple. And then he turns around and goes, who am I? And when she goes, who do you think you are? This is the hero of the Russian Federation. Who are you? Who am I? I'm the jabroni pizza. Wow! And he points at Lana. Perfect, Rocky.
Yeah.
Pie eating. Trailblazing eyebrow raising too. Trailblazing elbow dropping.
No, he went trailblazing, eyebrow raising.
Alright.
Then it's like, he did the little right thing that he likes to do is wait until
The Rock here to whoop your ass.
They did the whole rhyming thing, drop the mic, and then
Beat that. He didn't even, that's the thing. Everyone goes, oh, he buried Rusev. Did he fuck? What he did? Mm-hmm. He slapped the Russian brute, or the Bulgarian brute as I prefer, because it actually makes sense.
yeah.
He slaps the leader of the Russian Federation.
Yeah.
Bastard. Don't show me GM Stephanie on the computer when I'm trying to talk.
SmackDown has a top 50 coolest SmackDown photos thing on the website.
There's some cool ones there.
I just go through them as Geek is ranting.
He slaps the taste out of his mouth to the point where he flips over the top. Fucking Godzilla.
Sorry, JBL versus Godzilla, sorry.
Oh, he's just a sexy Kurt.
That's the cat.
We'll get back to my rant.
Yeah.
This is basic fuckonomics.
No, get back your rant.
You're ruining it for me.
Sorry.
He slaps the taste out of him, he goes over the top rope, he tries to get back in, The Rock threatens him, he goes, this is something that everybody can understand in every language. You smell what The Rock is cooking. And we get a Rock. It was a great Raw moment, it was a great Rock moment, and quite frankly, guarantee you it'll be on the future Rusev DVD.
Yeah. Michael Cole, that's a Raw moment. Two whiny little bitches falling onto people, which is less than a foot away from where you're falling. Not a Raw moment.
What a fucking... No.
What?
It's a charity. I have to be nice to charities.
No, I don't. Especially when it's Susie G. Coleman.
Fine. You can't celebrate a charity that gives 20% of its fundraising to its fundraising.
Especially when the CEO makes over $600,000
$648,000 a year.
We're just saying, fuck Susan G. Coleman.
That's the one reason I didn't buy a fucking pink t-shirt last year. And you had some cool ones last year. This year, the only one I want to get is to support the twins, and that's so Nikki Bella might come out of it.
Nikki Bella doesn't come with the t-shirt, I'm afraid.
Nikki Bella comes with a t-shirt every night with John Cena. You have seen Total Divas.
This is true.
That girl is a horn dog.
Yeah.
I don't know if Cena has... I don't know how Cena does the matches he does, quite frankly. It's no wonder he only uses 5 moves. It's all he can muster up.
Yeah.
Anything else than that, he gets flashbacks of Nikki and he's got a hard on. I know I have. Oh, fucking Nurse Nikki. Oh, Hercules. I mean, honest to God, Nikki, stop trying to kill us every week. Now let's get back to... Go to the beginning, let's run through this quickly. We've got fuck all to do. I got another rant, but we got an hour before I have to go to that.
Alright, so basically we're looking at some photos here. So
That's the very first episode of SmackDown. That's Triple H versus...
You realise this isn't going to make any sense to the
I don't give a fuck.
I kind of do. I'm a producer. I have to care.
You can edit out if you want to.
Oh, you made me edit shit now. We'll come back to this. We'll come back to this. What I want to talk about
Go ahead.
is... I mean... Raw was a decent enough show. I liked what they did with Dean Ambrose. I like how John Cena tries... John Cena, honest to God, if ever he reminded me of Hulk Hogan, it's now.
What, because he's coming out in red and we had a...
No, because he's trying to act like he's still intimidating, tough guy. And Dean Ambrose just like, you know, I'm hungry. I'm going to go...
Yeah, that was great. We got a problem. I'm hungry. I'm gonna get a hot dog.
And the thing is, he did the I know why it's meant to be macho, and I think it was right that he did it from a writer's perspective. But the fact that John Cena's character goes, you better not give me a reason to not like you, as if to say, I will throw my words back at you because I'm a tough motherfucker. And Dean's like, I'm hungry.
Yeah, Ambrose just turns around and just goes, I'm hungry. So I'm going to jump on the Q train, hit Coney Island, go on a cyclone, maybe grab a hot dog.
Yeah.
And, well, Dean grabbed a hot dog.
Yeah.
Cart.
That was brilliant. Just Dean Ambrose, Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose is great, but as me and Keith were talking about, labeling it as unstable.
Yeah.
Maverick, the James Dean of professional wrestling,
I
maybe.
fucking love that.
You know, the king of cool.
He is. It's because it's everything he does is just kind of off the cuff. It's nothing seems planned. It doesn't make him unstable. It doesn't make him a lunatic. It doesn't make him fucking crazy. What it makes him is just, let's see what we can do. He's an improviser. And he's effortlessly cool.
Yeah.
He came out of the Shield, and the three of them, don't get me wrong, all three of them came out of the Shield strong.
Yeah.
Like that was the perfect time to split the Shield up, because they weren't red hot, they were white hot.
Yeah.
Arguably, you could have done it a couple of months before and it still had the same effect.
And you think down the road, if it ever comes to the moment when we need a face stable again.
Yeah, they can bring them back. But the thing is you've got... Look at how they came out of that. Roman was always going to be a top dog.
Yeah.
Roman was getting that popularity since, pardon me, this time last year.
Yeah.
Survivor Series, where he annihilated the entire team of Cody Rhodes, Goldust, Rey Mysterio, and the Usos.
Yeah.
With spear after spear after spear, me and you jumping out of the seat every fucking time. Poor Ray Ray.
No.
There's a reason Ray Ray ain't been seen since. He dead homes.
It's like, oh, I want a better contract. Roman, you got it, boss.
You know, it's just one of those things. And then you've got... So Roman was going to come out that being the powerhouse beat, and Roman is effortlessly cool.
Yeah.
He's just got that charisma about him. It's just kind of... That dude's awesome.
Yeah, I
think he can do whatever the fuck he wants, and you're like, it's fucking awesome, man. Have you seen this dude?
People do complain about his mic work, but I'm like, yeah, but they're doing the right thing by not having him talk too much.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't need to.
He gets his point across. Like when he was in Montreal, Cena sucks. You're damn straight when Roman Reigns is in the building, Cena sucks. Work for me.
Yeah.
I'm in. Hello. And then you got it, and the fact that Seth came out as the heel, no one predicted that.
No, everyone thought it was Dean.
Yeah, Seth comes out the heel, turns it, and Seth is such the great whingy little git.
Yeah.
And it is perfect that he's playing the little son to fucking Mama H, Mama Steph and Daddy H.
Yeah.
You know, and he is becoming, especially when the three of them are on TV together.
Yeah.
And like she's like patting him down and making sure all the dust is off his shirt and that. Yeah. And Triple H is going, "You alright, kid? You alright? Yeah, you can't see him, my boy. You can't see my boy. Fucking Cena. Who the fuck do you think you are, you prick? You know." Mind
you, when Triple H said to John Cena, I'm going to make sure he starts the match. I remember the crowd like going, oh, I'm just like, come on, you knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah, I was waiting for the ding ding tag.
Yeah.
I was like, the moment he said that, I'm going, well, that's the start of the match. But it was gonna happen no matter what. I mean, it was just, but the fact you've got to a point now where Seth Rollins, who every time he got in the ring as a member of the Shield, the place popped because you knew you were going to see something fucking cool.
Yeah.
And now when he gets in the ring, the place boos him out the fucking building. And they want him to be... They want either Ambrose... Alright, let's face it. Everybody wants Ambrose. But they would settle for Cena.
Yeah.
To get their hands on him and give him the beating that he's deserved since fucking Payback.
Now, smart money would be to put Dean Ambrose in the Hell in a Cell match.
Yes, because at Hell in a Cell, you've got John Cena versus Dean Ambrose, and the winner of that will later on in the night face Seth Rollins, and as Triple H likes to say, inside Hell in a Cell. Not bad Triple H, right? Yeah, I've been working on that. Thank you.
But the problem is John Cena.
Yeah, smart money would be on Dean Ambrose because that's the match people want to see.
Which you said something interesting, though, is that the loser could be the key holder.
Yeah, the loser could be the key holder. I also thought maybe Randy might do something with like Cena for the 800th time, but that's only if it was Survivor Series because they're in Missouri. They're in St. Louis, and we all know Randy's from St. Louis.
Elephant in the room, though. There is an elephant in the room.
Brock?
Yes.
Yeah, well, on SmackDown, I mean, they've put it on .com. They're fucking just... They're not even hiding the fact that, yes, we're celebrating SmackDown's 15th anniversary, which airs this Friday night on television in America and all around the world. But, actually, it was recorded on Tuesday night. Paul Heyman came out and shot both of them.
Yeah.
Like, well, he did a Paul Heyman, he didn't shoot.
Yeah.
But he did a Heyman promo shooting down both of them and basically calling them out. And the elephant in the room is real simple. Brock Lesnar hasn't appeared since Night of Champions.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar is the reigning, defending WWE Heavyweight Champion of the world, as Paul Heyman likes to say.
Yeah.
I did my best JB there.
Yeah.
But yet we haven't seen the Beast incarnate.
Yep.
We haven't seen the Conqueror, the reigning King of Kings as he wants to declare himself.
Yeah.
We also haven't seen the belt.
Yeah.
But it's amazing to think that you've had, I want to say, 3 Raws since Night of Champions.
Something like that.
No mention of the championship other than Cena bitching.
Yeah.
And yet, it hasn't really felt missed.
No.
Mainly because I'd rather not see the championship or the champion if there's no direction for it.
Yeah. But, me, wishing I could be a naive Mark, is a little annoyed. My problem. 30 days.
Yeah, well, we all know how you're a stickler for that imaginary rulebook.
The reason...
By the way, if you'd like to make one elite WWE, if you listen to this,
Yeah.
if it ever gets trickled down to the foundation that someone hears it and would like to then pass it on, if you'd like to make at least one sale on a book, I mean literally one sale on one book, print out the imaginary WWE rulebook and just simply address it to SteveJones313 and this address. See, didn't even put one up. Fucking idiots. You thought I was going to put an address up. At, well, whatever. Alright. Just direct it towards him in a PDF file, actually. It's SteveJones313.tumblr.com/suggestions. And at that point, their boss would be over the moon because he's the only body in the world who I think actually would love to see these imaginary rules that have been changed. Like, he'd love to see Section 14, Paragraph C, Item 1 of the Royal Rumble rule that says, if both people are Lex Luger and Bret Hart, and they have both touched the floor together, Jack Tunney must make a decision.
You don't fuck with Jack Tunney. God damn it, Jack
Still
Tunney.
don't understand your...
Jack Tunney was the president. He was the true boss.
But he never fucking did anything.
Yeah, he did.
He was one of the worst ones in the history of the WWE. Look at the countdown they did for the top 10 general managers and his authority figures. He was ranked 9th, and that's because he never fucking appeared on TV.
Because he's too busy backstage.
In Canada.
Yes.
Where he actually lived.
Yeah. He was busy, man.
Busy, eh?
But this way, he didn't have time to be on camera and hog up the spotlight.
So Jake Roberts went blind and he didn't do fuck all.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah, we'll go with that.
Rick Martel blinded Jake Roberts with his arrogance spray, his perfume. And during that time, Jack Tunney never once came out to admonish fucking Rick Martel or to help out Jake. He simply just let it happen. There were wild animals running around and snakes, Komodo dragons, dogs, parrots.
Look, clearly you've never had to deal with a board of directors.
No, I have you for that shit.
Exactly.
My board of directors is you.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Jack Tunney was busy putting out fires in the back office, and the superstars took advantage of that. Now, Jack Tunney is not omnipotent. He can't be everywhere at once. But you know what? You would never ever see a more organised back office.
William Regal.
No, even then. William Regal doesn't have an organised back office. William Regal just simply goes, get it done, and it happens. Doves fly in and just...
I was going to say Heyman, but Heyman does not have an organised back office. Heyman has an office that looks a lot like this room.
Especially if you just had to tell Brock Lesnar you can't have that pay rise.
Shit.
He doesn't have an office after that. But my obsession with Jack Tunney aside, the problem is, I would not care about the rulebook, except for one thing. It is constantly referred to in these situations.
Yeah, and the problem is that they've already made a run for their own back this year when they stripped Daniel Bryan. I mean, I think you're going to see it, but do me a favour. You're the researcher at this point. Look to see when, at what date, Night of Champions was.
It was on September 21st, 2014. So
now the next pay-per-view is October 23rd. Is it? Hold on, what's the date there say? 24th or 23rd? Oh, it says it right at the top of the screen there, Hell in a Cell.
The 26th.
26th. So, if it's not defended by Hell in a Cell, or at least a match announced to the World Championship by Hell in a Cell,
yeah,
it should be technically stripped of Brock Lesnar.
It's 5 weeks, 5, 7, 35. Yeah, 35 days.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if it's not done by then, it should be stripped. Even if, although I believe it's as long as there's an intention for a match to happen, and at some point it is allowed. It just there was no chance of, Daniel Bryan. Yeah. Acupuncture will not help you solve a broken fucking neck. No, you fucking idiot.
I just think that if you're gonna completely. If you're going to use the imaginary rule book for these storyline purposes, at least have a fallback. Okay, 30 days. Well, where's his 30 days? Yeah, but in the rule book it clearly states that if he is able to defend the championship within 30 days, he's not obliged to do it. He is obliged to do it if we ask him.
Yeah, but look at Shane. It's like back in the day, Shane McMahon was European champion for a while.
Yeah, but
at least it seemed like it.
Like
at one point, he literally didn't even have the belt, and he just kind of had it in his bag, and Midian went looking needed a Lender belt.
Yeah.
He said, "Sure, go ahead," and it was the European Championship, and then Midian became a European champion.
Yeah, which is obviously how it works.
Yeah. So I'm sure at that point something will happen.
Yeah. Now we're talking about I mean the chances are they'll say that the rules have actually stated that if a person's not able to physically defend the a title within 30 days, then that's the thing, which is probably what's going to be.
Yeah, it's probably something like that. Yeah, there's a new Rusev t-shirt out as well. If you want to walk around looking like you've got Rusev's what do you call it? That fucking the star.
Medal. Star of Russia.
The Star of Russia that Putin apparently designed himself, and has only given out to two people. That one being Putin, one being one being Rusev.
This is just so full of bullshit. I mean, WWE likes to say some bullshitty things like.
Oh, it does. I mean, it's and it says in the back, Rusev Crush. For all you know, proud Americans.
Yeah.
There's also a new Dean Ambrose t-shirt. Once again, labeling him as fucking unstable. It's the old ones he had as Moxley dude, the explicit violence one.
Yeah,
they've took out explicit violence and put in Dean Ambrose and then unstable where it would say explicit.
Yeah,
which is fucking really clever, you know what I mean? The new Randy Orton one.
Yep.
Which is what is it? Far From Mercy or something like that. Some bullshit. There's a few interesting ones floating around. That's pretty much it on the merchandise folder.
Yeah, just see if I can find anything totally related to my Tumblr feed. Not really.
I have one thing. I know I said before on the show we don't do spoilers.
Yeah, go ahead.
But there is a big announcement on SmackDown.
Yeah.
It was announced that the 2015 Royal Rumble will not be a 30-man Royal Rumble anymore. Not since the days of 2011.
Yeah.
We will be seeing a 40-man Royal Rumble once again. Now, what I like about this is that fact that you're going to get 10 more superstars, realistically, and a chance to shine. Of course, last time it didn't work out well because you had a new Nexus and fucking CM Punk destroy the first 15 superstars or some shit.
Then, of course,
and then Cena came out and destroyed the rest of them.
Alberto Del Rio.
And then Alberto won the fucker.
Oh, spoilers if you haven't seen that one.
Although, Santino came this fucking close. Santino's going to win the fucker. And then it was the next month he almost won the fucking World Championship, I'm pretty sure.
Fuck yeah. It was like,
It was either that or the year after he almost won the... It was like, fucking hell, Sandy. Calm down.
It was the one after, because
yes,
Alberto Rio went to challenge Edge for the world title.
Yeah, it was 28, wasn't it?
Yeah,
because Christian made his return at No Way Out that year. Sorry, Extreme Elimination Chamber.
Yes, I think so.
Yes, it was. Because Alberto then came out and attacked Edge after he retained the championship. After he retained the championship in the Elimination Chamber.
And then Christian
came out and saved him, yeah. So it'll be a 40-man Royal Rumble. Hopefully this year it'll be better than it was last year, mainly because there's no stables running around.
Yeah.
So we won't get that sort of thing. The only closest thing you'll get is the Authority. Yeah. But I don't see Randy Orton and Kane with this whole thing of putting out Seth's fires working so that either Seth wins it or Randy wins it. I definitely don't expect to see fucking Randy Orton working with Kane.
Don't be surprised if Randy Orton isn't a face by the time he gets a Rumble.
Don't be surprised as well if this spoiler happens. Roman Reigns wins.
Yeah. More people as well. It's more people from Roman to eliminate.
Exactly. Although I would be surprised if Kane didn't try and go on a fucking spree.
Well, he tried last year, didn't he? Well, he tried it in 2014.
No, he came fucking close.
Not really.
Times. No, I mean, like, not Kane, I mean, not last year, I mean, a couple of times Kane's came close to...
Oh, yeah.
In
2014 he didn't.
No.
No.
Although, I'm just hoping for one thing not to happen this in the 2015 Rumble again.
Cena win?
No, I don't, well, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't want Cena to win either, but, no, the one fucking thing I don't want to happen is,
Roman Reigns to be eliminated.
No, I don't even care about that. As long as Roman wins, I'm happy. No. I don't want to see commentators getting in the match.
No, I think we're done with that.
JBL was fun because everyone was like, yeah, fuck JBL. But and JBL did it right. He wasn't hiding his fucking wrestling gear underneath anything. He just got in and went out straight away. Whereas Michael Cole, Booker T, and
you know what I wouldn't mind?
Renee Young in the match, love it.
No, I'll give them this. I'll give them this once because it'll never happen again. Put a referee in it. Hard body.
Hashtag hard body ref.
Yeah. Put a hard body ref in the match. Alright,
I'm going to spoil the match for you now, and I'll spoil who's going to win now. Brad Max comes out and eliminates 15 people and wins it.
No, he doesn't.
How do you know?
Because it's Brad Maddox.
How the exactly? You haven't seen him. You don't know where he's been. Apart from that cave apart from that cave.com.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Yeah. Brad Maddox is not going to win the Rumble.
Hashtag hard body.
Hashtag who cares.
Hashtag beefy.
Hashtag who cares.
Beefy Rumble winner.
Nobody cares.
You do. You love.
I hate him.
You love the Bricky.
I don't love the Bricky.
You did. You loved Bricky.
I did not love Bricky.
You did. I'm so...
No, you just keep doing this thing where you say I love him because it annoys me.
Yeah.
But they all know that I don't like him. So it means nothing. You're deluding yourself.
I don't think I'm deluding anyone, to be honest.
Yeah, you are. And besides, we all know who the winner of the Royal Rumble is likely going to be.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah. And if it's not Roman Reigns...
We riot! No, let's be realistic. We complain loudly on the internet.
Yeah, unless Daniel Bryan comes back.
And we complain louder. And then we complain louder on the internet.
Yeah. All the riots. Do you remember the riots of 2014?
I remember the Royal Rumble being the most underappreciated match ever.
Yeah.
I remember the most unwelcomed fucking result I've ever heard on TV.
Here's the thing.
And I've seen Cena win.
I don't like Batista. Never liked him.
Drax the Destroyer, motherfucker! If Batista comes out as Drax at the Royal Rumble, he's won. That's it. I'll fucking take it.
He's a piece of shit that disrespects people all the fucking time.
But now he's Drax, so it's okay.
Right. He made Mickey James' life a living hell.
He did. That's not okay.
And the fact is, I think he's a scumbag.
However, he's now Drax the Destroyer, and I'll forgive him for
his return was ruined by the WWE Universe. Not by the WWE, by the fans.
Yeah, because nobody asked for him. It was the return you've all been waiting for, and we were sitting there going, who the fuck asked for this?
You know, they could have done a lot with his character. There's a hater saying, They could have done a lot with his character.
Well, they did actually do they did do something cool with it. They brought Evolution back, which was fucking cool.
And just as a little side point here, who was the one that tapped out WrestleMania?
Drax the Destroyer.
To Daniel Bryan. The man that would...
Drax
he won't work with Daniel Bryan. He won't work with Daniel... he's just come back to Barry Town.
Drax the Destroyer does not Barry Town.
Triple H to this day is the man that tapped out to John Cena at WrestleMania. So,
WrestleMania 22, Chicago, Illinois.
so, you know, this whole bullshit thing of he came back to Barry.
No, Randy Orton would be great if he had a similar syndrome to Groot.
Bearing in mind, one of Batista's good friends in the WWE was Rey Mysterio.
Booyaka, booyaka!
I'm just saying that's burying.
Yeah, Drax has a good friendship with Rocket Raccoon. Which is like Daniel Bryan, to be fair. Now, honest to God, if he comes out dressed as Drax in a full Drax attire, he's won the Rumble. I don't give a fuck.
How happy would you be?
I'd be over the fucking moon if he came out with Drax as the Destroyer.
Let me ask the question, because my voice is going. How happy would you be? Doesn't matter. Maybe it's number 15. No, number 20, halfway through. The 20 number comes at the top. Then it's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Santina Morella comes out.
I would fucking love her. And Santino goes on, eliminates 15 people, wins the Royal Rumble.
20.
Yeah.
You said 15.
I say he eliminates 15 people. I didn't say he eliminates everyone. I'm being realistic here.
Yeah.
Plus, we don't know how many people in the ring when he comes out on number 20.
This is true.
I'm just getting them at the record and making them win the Royal Rumble. Then he goes on to WrestleMania 31, defeats Brock Lesnar with a Cobra.
There's quite a lot of people that can make an appearance at Rumble as well. DDP.
Bang!
Jake the Snake. Do I doubt it?
No, Jake won't.
But DDP could.
Jake didn't pass the fitness, so I don't think he'll do it this year.
I doubt Hogan would.
Thank fuck. Spectacles, testicles, wallet and watch.
Resurrect Mall.
if Big Razor came out, I'd fucking mark the fuck out. I remember last year we got Rusev.
Yeah.
Rusev came out. I mean, there's still a chance that a couple of NXT lads might come out. Because I didn't expect Rusev to come out.
I think Tyler Breeze will.
I think Tyler will be called up by now.
Yeah.
Apparently, Triple H said one of the main things we look for is personality.
Yeah.
And Tyler Breeze is in my opinion, is probably the next person they get a call up. It'd be him, Sammy, and Adrian. They're the next three to come up.
You've got to keep Tyler Breeze as far away from Dolph Ziggler as possible. You've got to. They're too similar.
Although they could do a Marcel Marceau moment. The whole Bubba Ray and Blue Meanie in the back in the day. Like, what? Whoa.
But,
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cool things that happen now between, I mean, the Wyatt family. Who the fuck knows what's going to happen with them by then? I mean, by the looks of it, we could get I mean, let's put it this way. Luke Harper and Eric Rowan have been set on their own fucking way in two of the fucking scariest videos I've fucking watched on WWE TV. With Luke Harper's Peekaboo, you're doomed. Yeah, it's a little cheesy, but I think it works for Luke.
Well, as I said to you, it's cheesy, but for someone like Luke, it works.
It works really well. And that wasn't the creepy one, that was the scary one.
Yeah.
The fact that Luke Harper's been picked, he says he's gonna fix himself with pieces of you.
Yeah.
That's terrifying. But then you've got, on top of that, you've got fucking, oh my god, the Eric Rowan one was creepy as fuck.
I didn't even see that one.
Oh, Eric Rowan, he comes out with all these, like, basically what happened was Bray is explaining Rowan, when he found him he was lost, he was a child, because he was picked on for being different, for being like, being a child in a man's body and stuff like that. He was picked on because he was huge and he was freak and everything like this. And it gets all the way through it, and then you're seeing the usual creepy shit that they throw in the Wyatt videos, and then and then Rowan starts to speak, like properly speak, not just run, or like, he goes, don't worry, don't apologise. I'm gonna hurt you for how you hurt me. And you're like, oh shit. And then like Wyatt says what Wyatt did last time, when he's like, I'm letting them go out now together, like by themselves, you know, it's like the whole thing, he does that. And then the last thing you see is this pregnant belly. and on it is wrote, "It's coming." And as far as I'm concerned, that can only mean a new member of the family.
Yeah.
And or the end of the world as we know it.
Yeah.
Which was Jericho. That was a disappointment.
Yeah, that was a major disappointment.
The world didn't end at all. CM Punk beat the fuck out of you. Twice, bitch.
On reflection, probably not a great tagline.
But it's coming, and then and you see that, and then you see the Rowan, and then the next thing you hear is dead, and then you get once again it's Rowan looking through like you have. It can only mean to me there's a new Wyatt family coming. That's why he set these two out.
Mm.
I mean, and I don't care if Vince McMahon doesn't get it. That's the word around the blogosphere, shall we say? I haven't used that term ever in my life, but it seems right. The blogosphere. You know, it's the word around the internet. It's what seems to be going around the sheets as well. Vince McMahon doesn't get the Wyatt family. That's why they were being pushed to the side. But it seems to me like someone fucking does. Yeah. Triple H understands everything about Wyatt, and Wyatt seems to make it so that everybody who needs to understand can understand it. And the only problem is that Vince McMahon's a senile old man who now no longer understands pop culture.
Yeah.
If he did, we wouldn't have had fucking Kathy Lee and whatever that daft bitch was on for the Susan G. Coleman. By the way, she went off to she was on a really good start. She tweeted something before the show. Oh, right, SmackDown tonight with WWE. It's not hard to get the fucking show, right, is it? It says on it, Monday night, Raw. Then there's the face palm.
Fucking
you know what I mean? It's like, come on, at least have your PA write the right tweet. You know, it's not fucking difficult. Oh, dear God.
So, Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
We have a confirmed match.
Yeah. 2 weeks away. We have two confirmed matches. We have one confirmed match and half a match.
Mm-hmm.
We have Cena versus Ambrose,
which I think is going to be good.
Yeah, it's going to be a hell of a fight. And then the winner of that, inside Hell in a Cell, is Rollins' opponent. And it's going to be interesting. I want to see how that goes, because Cena versus Rollins will get his ass kicked for a good fucking 20 minutes. And then Kane pops up from underneath the ring. Or Brock walks in.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised in a no contest at this point there, because it all gets fucked with.
And then Ambrose versus Rollins would be a good back and forth Hell in a Cell match, that's the thing.
Yeah.
And Ambrose would do stuff that you haven't seen in the Hell in a Cell before, same with Rollins. But they'll do stuff that you'll sit there and go, fuck, oh Jesus Christ, man. And the only thing that'll be missing is the blood. Like, it'll be back at an old school Hell in a Cell, it just won't be, there'll be no fucking blood.
Yeah.
Because it's PG. As much as you don't like it, and I hate the people, I'm so happy there's no longer unprotected headshots or blood. Because unprotected headshot, was fucking unnecessary.
Yeah.
When Triple H said the smartest thing in the world when he said it to fucking Mick.
Yeah.
Mick, why don't you put your hand up? It's stupid. You wouldn't turn around and see someone coming towards your head and not put your hand up.
Yeah.
And it was just how Mick was. So it's just like, and I don't need blood. I want to watch blood. I'll go watch the Expendables. There's plenty in the fucker.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I watch wrestling to watch wrestling. I don't. It's like when people go see an independent over here. There's a few of them. And they sit there and they go, "Oh yeah, it was bloody. It was violent. It was proper wrestling." No, it's not.
If you need blood to sell it, you're not doing it right.
Well, not even that. If it's a hardcore match, I understand. Blood might appear, whatever, right? But it's not proper wrestling.
Yeah.
Lou Fez never bled.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's the 1960s, but he fucking didn't. Vern Gagne never fucking took a shot.
Here's the thing.
Just because the wrestlers greatest of all time, Rachel Boy Ric Flair bled with a fucking a stuffed pig every time he got touched in the fucking forehead. Or the American Dream Dusty Rhodes baby could bleed like the best of them. And that's why you see all those wrinkles on the top of his fucking head.
Yeah.
Or Mick did, to the point where Mick could bust his head open just by hitting himself.
Yeah.
Or Harley Race, who knew this perfect spot above your eyebrow that if he hit you twice, you'd pop.
Mm-hmm.
or Austin, or back in the day, The Undertaker,
Yeah.
or Triple H, or The Rock, or HBK. The greatest professional wrestler I've ever seen in my life in person is Shawn Michaels. And he bled. There's no getting around it, he fucking did. Just because they did, doesn't mean that's all they were.
Yeah.
Hell, one of Mick Foley's greatest fights was against Vader. And to my recollection, he didn't bleed. The Nature Boy Ric Flair, his greatest rival was Ricky Steamboat.
Yeah.
Didn't fucking bleed. Not often, anyway.
Here's the thing about blading and hard. Bleeding, whether it's blading or hardware, right? We all know it's a story told brilliantly.
Yeah,
and
from time to time, blood, it makes a good thing. It gives a great visual.
But you don't need to blade yourselves, kids.
Yeah, and you don't need to do it.
I am not paying money so you to take a razor to your head.
No.
If you get busted open the hard way, alright, shit happens.
If it's accidental.
Yeah, but I'm not giving you money to blade yourself.
I understand that it can be a great visual. For instance, I will never forget Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Bret Hart at WrestleMania 13, and that image of Stone Cold passing out in the sharpshooter, and as he's coming back up for one fucking more effort, the blood's dripping down his face and into his mouth. That's a visual.
Or Hulk Hogan versus Vince McMahon at WrestleMania.
Yeah, Vince McMahon pops up from a cell looking like Satan himself.
With the evil smile and an iron bar in his hand.
You know, there are certain times visuals, they make a great visual. But you know what also makes a great visual? Ricky Steamboat lifting up the World Championship with nothing but sweat pouring out of his body.
Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero holding up that belt after beating Brock Lesnar. Eddie Guerrero holding the belt up after tricking fucking Kurt Angle at WrestleMania. Kurt Angle lifting the World Championship up in WWE at No Mercy after defeating The Rock.
Daniel Bryan. A Miracle on Bourbon Street.
Yeah, not a sight of blood in it.
Yeah.
You know, I understand that the Hell in a Cell there should be blood. No. If it happens, it happens. But yeah, but otherwise, I understand they're saying it's sharp and it'll grate and it'll take the skin off your bone and all this. Yeah. But quite frankly, you wouldn't get away with that.
No.
A cage match or a Hell in a Cell, they could sit there and say that. But I would look at that and sit there and go, whoa. This is barbaric. The police would shut us down in 5 seconds.
Yeah. And, you know, for those who've been in an actual fight, blood doesn't always happen.
No.
I mean, bruises and shit, like, I mean...
Breaking a nose and blood trickling out the nose? Yeah. Instant black eye from a punch? Yeah. But blood pouring out the top of your head after a couple of punches doesn't fucking happen unless you're fighting Tyson.
Yeah.
Unless you're fighting the UFC and the guy's got you pinned down and he's throwing fucking elbows at you.
Yeah.
Your blood very rarely drips out your foot. I mean, look at the UFC. I've seen knockouts happen where it's been a violent knockout and not a single shred of blood. It fucking happens more times than you'd think.
Yeah.
UFC is this reputation of being a violent sport. And it is. It's a full contact fucking fight.
Yeah.
Mixed martial arts. You'll break bones, you'll bleed, you'll sweat, you'll fucking cry, you'll bruise, and you wish you wouldn't doing it.
Yeah.
But it very rarely gets to the point where they'll be pouring with blood. Do you know why? The docs come in and stop it.
Yeah.
Everybody's sitting there going, it's not realistic for someone to come in and stop a fight. Fuck you, in a professional sport? If I was sitting there and blood was gushing out my top, say that the top of your forehead, just above your eyebrow, and blood's pouring in to the point where you can't see visually, like it was Eddie Guerrero versus JBL at Great American Bash in the bull rope match. To a point, and Judgment Day the year before, where Eddie got hit JBL the hard way, and vice versa, and they both popped open and blood was pouring out of both of them. That would have been stopped instantly in the UFC, because if you can't fucking see, you're a danger to yourself.
Yeah.
You're not, never mind the person you're supposed to be working with.
Yeah.
If you get to the point where you can't, where it's hurting your it's pouring into your eye, they would stop it. So I don't need to see blood in professional wrestling.
No.
And you can call me whatever you want, but guess what? I'm 6'4", I'm 200 odd pounds, and if you want to fucking fight, I'll show you how blood doesn't fucking happen every fight when I knock your ass out.
Yeah, it's just a ridiculous concept. I mean, if you need blood to sell a fight, one, you've never been in one. 2, you'll never win one. At 3, you've missed the point.
Yeah, I mean, I know we're getting off the point of wrestling here, but Forrest Griffin, a UFC fighter, has been in some bloody fights. But he always said he let his opponent get 1 punch in, because then he knew he was in a fight. Didn't say he let his opponent bust him open.
Yeah.
No, he let his opponent punch him. Then he knew what the opponent had. At least a little jab, he knew he was in a fight. You like that first knock. You know why? Because then you know you're in a fight, you know what's coming. I mean, I used to be the same way. Of course, for a while I didn't. I used to duck out the way and knock them out on the return. But it was quite frankly. And a lot of people say I'm bragging my own fucking tune, but they can fuck off, because I know for a fact that people that would say that haven't been in a fight, they just got their ass kicked a few times.
I mean, it's the whole thing of blazing and wrestling is just...
fuck. And it gets to a point now where if Rick wants to, Rick Flair can, the Nature Boy should go down as the greatest wrestler of all time, but now he's a fucking joke.
Yeah, I mean...
And because of the fact that all he has to do is hit his head a couple of times with an open fucking hand, and he's got that much fucking scar tissue, it'll just come away.
I can't remember who it was in TNA Wrestling. Probably Sting. Couple of slaps to the chest, and he had whelps on his fucking chest, bleeding, after just a standard chest chop. It was fucking...
I think it might have been Sting. Sting. But that can happen though, 'cause that's the hard way of doing it. And that's... Yeah, that'll be from wear and tear.
Yeah.
But... it happens. I mean, look at Randy Orton just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, but
Randy versus Jericho. When Jericho slapped him in Night of Champions a couple of times, he got a fucking mark straight away. And I remember going, fuck, Jericho must be hurting him.
But I'm talking about, like, Rick just started pulling him.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it can happen, but I'm not talking about how frail he is.
Rick's skin's just...
You don't
Rick's so beat up now.
You don't see younger kids starting to blade their fucking chests.
No, which is good. And I mean, Rick never bladed his chest. It's just literally from wear and tear.
Yeah, yes, it could happen, but you don't see kids going, well, I've got to make my chest bleed because Rick's doing it. You know, but it's like, kids, you don't need to blade yourselves at all.
And I mean, to a certain point, that's why I like the fact we're in this generation now of athletes like Sting, who sit around and go, I don't really recall a time where Sting bladed it was poured in blood. Like, Sting's one of those ones that I sit there and I go, fuck, well, I don't really recall an image of Sting with bleeding violently or even much at all.
No. Well, he's got pants on for a fucking start.
Well, yeah, but I mean, back in the day when he had his bleached blonde hair, that would have been the perfect visual. The bleached blonde, and he had the face paint here and there, pouring into the blood, pouring into the paint. It would have been a really cool visual. Especially because, I mean, that's why Nate had that long blonde hair. Because he'd take 2 punches to their head, this blood would pour down, and you see them. You always knew the first thing Nate would do. He'd touch his head to check, and as he touched it, he'd pour it into the back. He'd rub his hair like that. And it was just done nonchalantly, but then he'd be driven. When Hogan started to do it when he was fucking... I remember Hogan in the 80s, never bled. Babyface, he never bled. Come into the 90s, and then obviously the match against Brock, or the match against McMahon, like you mentioned, and the blood was pouring into the beard, and it was a really good visual. Once again, it can be a good visual, but it doesn't have to happen.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there is a match which is generally considered as sort of the one with the biggest spots and one of the most violent ones in WWE's own history, right? And I don't believe anyone was busted open, or at least if they were busted open, it wasn't a major thing. TLC.
The original TLC?
Yeah.
I can do you one better. I don't recall the triangle ladder match.
Yeah.
The table match.
Yeah.
With the Dudleys and the Hardys, or the ladder match between the Hardys and Edge and Christian, which led to the triangle.
Yeah.
TLC 1 at SummerSlam 2000. TLC 2 at WrestleMania 17, which involved like 3 extra people: Edge, Lita, Rhino, and Spike.
Yeah.
TLC 3, which involved 2 extra people, which was Benoit and Jericho. I think maybe TLC 4 was the first time someone bled in a TLC match, and that was an accident. No, that was
an accident.
An accident. It was Dr. D. It's just been revoked. I believe it was because TLC 4 was Kane winning it by himself. That's Vegas. I think Jericho may have took a knock from Van Damme, And it was one of those ones where this happened by mistake. It was one of those accidental knocks where it busted him open. It wasn't bleeding profusely, but he was bleeding.
But the point is,
if
anyone did bleed in that, highly iconic.
Yeah, I don't recall
I recall Edge and Christian hold the titles at the top of the ladders.
Yeah, Edge and Christian holding. Christian held them at TLC 1. Triangle. One of my biggest visuals from TLC, from the Triangle Ladder match, there's 3 of them. They come straight to mind every time. Is Edge and Christian sitting on the table at the top of the fucking ladders, holding the belts up.
Yep.
Matt Hardy coming off the top of that fucking ladder, table, through to the table and floor, and just dying for our sins. And Jeff coming off the ladder onto Bubba.
Yep.
From the Swanton. They're the 3 visuals that come straight to mind.
Where you fall to learn on the 20-foot ladder.
Yeah, JR. Don't do it, kid!
You're going to go alive.
They're the visuals I remember. I mean, I could go on and on about great matches that didn't have it. Here you go. You want to talk about independent wrestling and a violent match that had no blood in it. That's fair enough. We're talking about one that had an accidental spot where the eye was starting to well up, and he didn't really, and then still they didn't go for blood. PWG this year, PWG had an event called Sold Our Soul for Rock and Roll, and in it featured the reigning and defending champion Adam Cole from the Mount Rushmore, taking on in a knockout or submission match only, Kyle O'Reilly. And it was basically Kyle O'Reilly's last shot. Kyle O'Reilly is better known to a lot of people. If you don't know PWG, he's a main player in that. If you don't know that, he's better known in Ring of Honor as one half of Red Dragon, the reigning defending Ring of Honor TNA. It might as well be TNA at this point. Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions with Bobby Fish. Now, in this spot, obviously it's a knockout or submission only. Somewhere along the lines, Adam Cole throws a punch, and maybe 30 seconds later, Kyle O'Reilly's eyes starting to well up underneath. He's got a proper real black eye.
Yeah.
But they didn't play on that. No, they didn't automatically go, oh shit, he's got an eye, I should work on the eye and do something, that, like they would in the WWE or anything like that. No, the guy had a game plan, he stuck to his game plan, he worked the leg. Adam Cole uses a figure four leg lock, much better than the Miz's. And Dolph Ziggler, Lance Storm told you on Twitter, I'm going to tell you right now, that is not how he taught you to do a figure 4 leg lock. Fuck's sake, making the Miz look good. Jeez, how bad was that? That was just a fucking terrible
I ain't saying nothing.
Oh, it was fucking horrible. But anyway, by the way, I love the triple super kick from the Usos and Dolph on Stardust. It was fucking beautiful. And also on SmackDown when it was Slater Gator versus the Usos, right? With the mini Gator. I wish I knew who was in that mini Gator costume. I swear.
I think I know who it is.
Really? It's a Super Stacy.
It's not Super Stacy.
Damn it! She'll be back one day.
It's none other than
Don't believe you. Body shape's wrong completely. Hornswoggle was at least 10 stone heavier. No, and what happened was the bunny came out.
Yes.
The bunny then threw Hornswoggle in the middle, had a chase, because Gator, part of Slater Gator, Titus O'Neil, told him then to attack. Told him to attack the bunny. And the bunny jumped over him, did a bunny hop. And he ran right into the post. At which point, the bunny then put him in the ring once the Usos...
So, Geek, are you hearing yourself?
Yes.
Yes. Do you understand how weird this is?
Yeah. The bunny then put the mini Gator into the ring after the Usos had kicked Slater Gator. Usos went to the top rope, the bunny went to the top rope, and all 3 of them came off with a big splash, hitting Slater, Gator, and Mini Gator. The bunny hit Mini Gator with a big splash. It looked great. By the way, the rumour is it's Sami Zayn underneath the costume. That's the rumour. However, my old man thinks it might be Gabriel.
Well,
because he goes, that would make sense, right? The post South Africa. Well, I don't think that makes. I don't think that's the logic you need. That I think you might be thinking about that too much, like.
Yeah. The only thing is that
although they were caught in the gym the other day together.
I saw this rather weird rumour And
It's Zack Ryder.
no, it's
Whoa.
about Stone Cold Steve Austin.
What?
Now he is working out,
Yes.
and in his words,
Yeah, I've heard this as well.
he's making, in his own words, I'm making a comeback. So I'm working out for a comeback.
Yeah.
At no point did he ever state it was an in-ring comeback.
All that was for WrestleMania 31, or that the only person he'd ever fight in the ring again was CM Punk. So all you little bitches from Chicago, Illinois, calm the fuck down.
CM Punk is gone.
Bye bye, baby, bye bye.
I don't think there's too much money you can really offer CM Punk from a comeback because,
You probably got more chance at this point of seeing the Ultimate Warrior in the ring again.
yeah,
Or the Macho Man Randy Savage.
yeah.
You've got more chance of seeing Lanny Poffo, the Genius or Leaping Lanny or whatever, or the Knight, entering the Hall of Fame
Yeah.
by himself, not a member of the legendary Poffo family that involved Randy Savage, the Macho Man. Ooh yeah, dig it.
Well,
Or his father, Antonio Poffo.
maybe just to screw with people at the next Royal Rumble,
I would love if Lanny Poffo came out.
have Cult of Personality play, but like a weird disco version, and then have Boris Clay come out. Have Boris Clay come out as CM Funk.
No. Have a disco version of Cult of Personality and have Disco Inferno come out. And all I want to hear on it is halfway through through it, this music. I'm a cult of personality. And then it just stops and you have fucking Dusty Rhodes from Countdown go, beep and Disco Inferno, baby. Gotta be kidding me, man. I would love that because fucking Glenn Gilberti's not doing anything.
You know who else you could have in Royal Rumble? Colt Cabana.
Just to piss everyone off, Cult of Personality comes out and Colt Cabana comes out.
Yeah.
They'd fucking lose their shit. They wouldn't know how to deal with it if they're fucking happy.
Yeah.
But honest to God, I mean, there's so many fucking things that I could go on about. Blood's just pissed me off there though. I don't even know how I even got into that, but that's why I love this fucking show. It's because if I get onto something like that, I can't just fucking go off on one.
Yeah. So, because, as I said, because we do get the episode 1 uploaded just yet due to technical issues, it'll be getting done tonight. We haven't had any questions yet, but you guys can send us your questions at...
I can do a couple of recommendations though.
Alright, well...
I've been watching some cool shit, so...
I'll finish this point. You can send us your question... Shut up.
Don't finish this point. You weren't supposed to be talking today.
I know. You can send us your questions at totalworkout.com/ask. We'll answer any wrestling questions. Over the geek.
Well, we'll ask any questions you ask us, but we prefer them to be wrestling related.
Yeah.
Wrestling related will be answered on the show. Not wrestling related. We will answer just on the website. I've got a few things. I mean, I can recommend some interesting matches. I had a few good ones. I would definitely recommend anyone go check out. What was it? It was the team of Trevor Lee, Cedric Alexander, and Johnny Gargano. By the way, Johnny Gargano, you're quickly becoming my most hated wrestler.
Why is that?
He's dating Candice LeRae.
Who's she?
World's cutest tag team.
Oh, right, okay.
And I got a major thing for Candice LeRae at the minute.
I imagine you do.
Well, she's cute as a button. And she can do it in an inverted Frankensteiner. That's that move that makes you jump out your skin every time you see it.
I know.
Watch, I'll show you.
Oh, you won't.
Yeah, I will. I'll show you after this.
No, you won't.
I'll show you her doing it.
No, you won't.
But no, in all seriousness, Johnny Gargano is a great talent and I would expect him to be signed up into a developmental deal in the next 2 years. Why? Because Kevin Steen was asked on .com, which superstars would you see here? He said Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano.
Well, there you go.
Guess where they're going?
Where are they going?
WWE Developmental! Ironically enough, they asked Kenta, they asked Sami Zayn if there was anyone. He goes, the first thing I asked Itami when he came over here was, is there anyone from Japan you could see coming over? His answer was Kota Ibushi and probably Kenny Omega.
Well, there you go then.
So good to have the new click.
Yeah.
Well, Trevor Lee, Cedric Alexander and Johnny Gargano versus the Young Bucks. Super Kick Party. Ain't no party like a Super Kick Party. The Super Kick Party don't stop.
Don't stop the beat.
And fight, Steen, fight.
Oh
Kevin Steen, the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling.
That's good. Someone's going to get hurt.
At PWG, which makes Boss flinch straight away. I mentioned those initials. It's when Boss loves the pro wrestling gorilla, but he doesn't like watching a lot of it when Adam's in the when Funk's in the same room, because Funk just sits and goes, "Ooh, how'd you do that?" Got it.
I don't like that.
But he watch it with me now and again. But even then, he'll go, "No, you should be dead. Stop doing that."
Yeah.
It's PWG Solar Soul for rock and roll. Let's see. Since we've been away, I've watched a lot of PWG, so it's probably going to be a PWG special here. DDT 4, which is PWG DDT 4 2014.
Yeah.
Team Best Friends.
Yeah.
Chucky T, the Kentucky gentleman, Chuck Taylor, put a massive smile on your face as soon as I mentioned his name. One of your favourites, boss, from the independent scenes.
Yeah, back grenade, man.
Along with Trent Beretta, aka Trent, versus one of my favourite tag teams currently rolling around.
Mm-hmm.
They are Wrist One all night long, all night long, all night. And the King of Flight, the future of flight, Ricochet. They are better known as the Malcolm D Generation X, the Martin Luther Kings of pro wrestling, the Inner City Machine Guns. And they have an absolutely amazing tag team match. I mean, it is fucking amazing. If you also I would recommend from that show, because it is a tournament, I would recommend watching PP Ray, Pretty Pete Avalon and Ray Rosa, or Sexy Jesus, versus the Unbreakable Fucking Machines, which is another one that makes Boss flinch and smile when I mention them. Michael Elgin. No man should be that agile and that big. Speaking of that being agile and that big, we have his tag team partner, Brian Cage.
Yeah.
They have a great little tag team match, and I'll round it out. Alright, let's go. Actually, no, let's do another one from that show. That show itself. Mount Rushmore, the team of Adam Cole, baby, and Kevin Steen.
Yeah.
As the new best friends, as they kept trying to call themselves.
Which didn't work.
No, versus the best friends. It's a tournament I may have given up. We have a little bit longer to go that timer because we have quite a few edit points to this.
Shut your face.
Hey, I know how to edit it. So yes, I know it's a tournament. I may have given away a few things just for the fact that I mentioned one team twice.
Well, first, the show's been up for a while, so...
Yeah, it's been up for a while. You're going to find it on our website that we both frequent, watchwrestling.ch. They have plenty of cool things on there. And it has actually got a lot of updated stuff. They usually have every episode... Usually they update the WWE within a day, don't they? Sometimes... quicker than that. I mean, now the Raw up on the live stream.
Recently, it takes about 12 hours.
Yeah, it's been quite good. It's been alright. TNA's on there, Ring of Honor's on there. You find the PWG stuff in their archives. They've got every Raw and SmackDown and pay-per-view from the Attitude Era, from the WWE side. And they're all working on the WCW stuff currently. But I'm guessing since the network hasn't got a lot of it up yet, they haven't. As well as network shows on there as well. So I would recommend that as a you gotta watch. I recommend them matches, which is DDT 4, pretty much the entire pay-per-view done. Solar Soul for Roll, you've heard me mention 2 matches on there. You heard me, which was the World Championship match, Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole in a knockout or submission match, or the 6-man tag between Mount Rushmore, the Young Bucks, and Kevin Steen versus Cedric Alexander, Trevor Lee, and Johnny Gargano.
Yeah.
But honestly, God, there's so much good stuff on PWG. I mean, PWG is quickly becoming one of my favourite ones to watch. When I see a new one's been uploaded, instantly I can't wait for the Battle of Los Angeles, which is their big tournament they do every year.
Yeah.
The winner goes on to face a world champion when he chooses. Not a Money in the Bank situation, but he'll choose the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
This year is stacked, and I can't wait to see it. They've got Ricochet, I believe, I put out for injury, but they've got they replaced him with Candice LeRae, first ever woman to enter it. You got AJ Styles, the reborn Matt Sydal. Yes, that is a play on words. Reborn. You have Wrist Swan. I believe Trent was in there. Although, unfortunately, though, Trent, since we've been away, Trent had a really nasty knee injury. Is out of work for a while. Though you can support him and support any of your local independent wrestlers in America by either going to local indie shows or go to ProWrestlingTees.com and find some of the best wrestling merchandise and T-shirts you'll find. I mean, I personally have 2 from there. I have the Beards of Wrestling from barbershopwindow.com, which literally shows all the different beards of wrestling. And I have a Roman Reigns one, which is a Reigns Supreme. Once again, it is from Barbershop, but Barbershop are actually an affiliate of Pro Wrestling Tees. Yeah. But you'll find stuff like JR's store on there, Scott Hall's store, the Young Bucks, Kevin Steen, where you can find the famous Zoom Enthusiast show T-shirt. You'll see the Package Power Drive, everyone you've seen, the Mount Rushmore one you've seen. There's loads of them out there. Go out and check them out. There's Hacksaw Jim Duggan has a store on there. You know, there's lots of weird and interesting wrestlers that have shows in there. And finally, my last one would be in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to start talking about Lucha Underground, which is a new Lucha show being brought up on El Rey Network, the King Network. Hopefully it'll be available online soon. Where they've got some really interesting talent signed. Yeah. A really interesting thing where they've already they've done these little preview videos on YouTube, and one of the things they've mentioned is like they basically little bios. Blue Demon Jr., former NWA World Champion, is on there.
Alright.
Sexy Star, the Lucha Femme Fatale, is on there. You remember Big Judas Macias, boss? From
I do remember.
TNA?
Yeah.
He has a new gimmick, Mil Muertes, which means a million deaths. He's wearing a mask, and his manager is Katrina. I believe it's Katrina. She is, you'll know her better as the former NXT superstar, Maxine.
Oh.
She's on there. They're doing this whole power thing where, like, nobody controls Mil Muertes in the ring, but she seems to control him pretty well outside, if you know what I mean. You don't get it, yeah. No, I don't. But Ricochet has got a mask on in there. He's King Puma.
Right.
And Conan is his mentor / manager. Chavito is there. You know, lots of cool things are going to come. I'm going to start keeping an eye on that and mentioning that. I'll give a full next week. I'll give a full review on King of Trios. As I said, I'm only halfway through it, so I can't really give a full review on it. But so far, so good. And I'll give a full review on whatever PWG I've watched by that point. I'll give a few. I tell you what. I'll give a bit more of an update for in history and stuff on PWG for those who may not know a great deal about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be like a little book report I can do.
Exactly.
And of course, next we will continue to talk about anything that's on our mind. I have a couple of still in the package that I'd hinted at earlier. I hinted at them earlier. I didn't tell you, but can't give you the whole thing. Just give you a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah. Can't give you the whole, but just tease it. Yeah. See that? I can mix references. Macho Man and Gavin. Fucking Gavin. Fucking Gavin.
Michael.
Fuck off, Gavin. And
my impression of Ryan and Nutley. Oh no.
You can nail that. However, I will continue to do a lot of school stuff. I have
school stuff.
School stuff? Yeah, there's no school like old school.
And old school is cool.
I mean, I'll continue to give you some pretty cool stuff. One of them, like I say, I'll continue to try and get heat. I'll give you a little hint at one of the ones that I will be going off on big style in a couple of weeks. I can feel it just fucking burying up and just turning its way up to the fucking point it's just going to come out of me. Is referring to superstars as the next certain super. I hate it. I don't like it. It's not. No, I'm with time right now.
We'll talk about it.
However, and I know for a fact Boss has got at least 2 fucking locked up, and not next week. I'll say 2 weeks' time, right? Pay-per-view week. What we'll do is we'll finally fucking answer the question that was asked fucking months ago of us, where it was, can we discuss our favourite wrestling families, kayfabe and non-kayfabe? So I'll give you a couple of weeks so you can look into which ones were actually families and who was a member of the family's boss. For instance, the Andersons. Ken Anderson does not count as an Anderson, I don't think, but C.W. Anderson does, I think. But we'll discuss about that. We'll see what we can do. Just because, well, we said we'll get to that and we never did. But, boss, do the plugs.
You can follow Geek King and I on Tumblr, SteveJones313.tumblr.com, Geek King G33K King.tumblr.com, and if you fancy it, don't know why, you can follow us on Twitter.
If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's an underscore in the middle of the two. But quite frankly, it's just my Tumblr feed.
Yeah, which is G33K_KNG. That's G33K_KNG. As for me, SteveJones313.
You do actually post shit on Twitter.
I do post on Twitter.
I said post shit on Twitter.
You can also follow us on Facebook, it's facebook.com/Total Markout. I have a fan club there, which is facebook.com/DCJones313. Geek doesn't have one yet.
No doubt.
I just threw my iPad on the stand.
Actually.
Sorry, mate.
I didn't realise that was that heavy.
Yeah, and of course, you can also follow us.
I mean, if you want to make me a fan club, go ahead. It'd be quite nice.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to make my own one.
And as I said, you can always follow our website, which is a Tumblr page. It is totalmarkout.com.
Yeah, and we'll start to post shit on there again.
Yeah.
For instance, we'll post our TEW stuff up in a couple of weeks.
And the awards will get fixed at some point.
Yeah.
Well, basically,
we'll actually announce the winners of the rewards at Christmas. There you go.
Yeah, so we'll figure out if we want to keep on doing the double categories. Then we'll start figuring out the.
Well, no, we've dominated the shit. We'll just say what they were then.
Yeah, so we'll figure it out, and then we'll just announce it at Christmas time.
Yeah.
To the errand.
Yeah.
We'll decide now, and then.
Yeah, we decided a while ago, to be honest, mate.
We really didn't. Because
I thought we highlighted it.
No, because we were going to get a special guest to be a part of it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, but you guys don't need to know that. You don't need to hear it. Let's go to, this Geek King. So I'm SteveJones313. This is Geek King. Geek King, why don't you say goodbye for us?
You've just heard us say everything we wanted to say this week. We've ran on for a little while now. You're probably sick of the sound of our voice, but quite frankly, I'm the Geek King. He's the B.O. double crooked letter boss, SteveJones313. And this has been Total Markout. Marks out.